Hi, today I would like to give you our Japanese first reactions to the latest situation of Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali, the troublesome YouTuber. And recently he was punched by a onlooker in South Korea when he had live streaming. So, but what he has become one of the biggest controversy. So, I'd like to give you our Japanese first reactions by reading some Japanese influencers' comments, opinions posted on the bulletin board, discussing this interesting story. So you may be familiar with who Johnny Somali is. Johnny Somali is. Personally, I'm not super familiar with him because his YouTube account was just deleted from YouTube. So obviously, YouTube banned his channel, his account. So not anymore, we cannot watch his channel. Maybe we can, imagine that there may be some disappointing fans, and maybe there are some happy fans for this result. So what he did was, I don't know, maybe forgivable and unforgivable. And actually, this time he had inappropriate actions in South Korea. But before South Korea, he was in Japan. And before Japan, we don't know. But for Japanese people, his face was everywhere because in 2023, he invaded the construction site of a hotel in Osaka in Japan. And he actually he was shooting, and he made a video and he uploaded to the YouTube. And also he came to Japan another time, and he was trying to cheat the express ticket of Britain train in Japan. And he didn't purchase any express ticket of the Britain Shinkansen train, and actually he got into the train, but he was hiding during his trip into the bathroom for hiding from the train staff who actually checked the express ticket because he didn't have any express ticket. So, and then right after the train stopped the next station, he got off and he ran away, and the train staff chased him. And another time, he actually entered one of the beef bowl restaurant, and he had a music. He made a music very loudly. He got into the restaurant with the big volume of his stereo, and actually he received the guilty verdict in Japan. And it was happening in 2023, and at that time in Japan, many people were angry about what he had done. And after Japan, it seems that he went to Israel, and he participated in the demonstration of Israel, and he had a live streaming, and there was a commotion and a confusion. So in this time, he went to South Korea, and he initially he kissed the controversial statue in the South Korea. The statue was, the controversial statue representing the World War time to what happened between Japan and Asian countries, and when Japan's military invaded Asian countries. So even though I'm not super familiar with the more details about what the statue, but the statue itself has become like iconic statue representing what happened during World War time too. So that's why it's like a political issue. Sometimes it became political issue. So and then he kissed the statue, and this time and also after the statue, the kissing statue, he went to the convenience store and he had a big confusion. So and after that, when he had live streaming in the street of South Korea, one of the onlookers of South Korea punched him, and after the big confusion in South Korea, like explained, his YouTube account was deleted entirely. So, however, according to the article I'm reading, is that in South Korea there has been the big controversy. If punching his face was crossing the border, out of the line, and on the other hand, some people said he receives for what he did, so was worth to be punched to him. And we have, and another one said, like, we have hero, finally we have hero. Or so I can imagine, there are both negative and positive opinions, and it has become one of the biggest controversy. Yeah, we remember that when last year when he came to Japan, and like explained, when he had outrageous, inappropriate actions, behaviors, most of us actually were against, and most of us posted negative opinions to this SNS, and I don't think there was no positive opinion toward him. And like explained, actually he received the guilty verdict in Japan, even though he left Japan. So I think he hasn't received any punishment. But I can imagine that he will not be able to enter Japan again anymore because of the criminal record he has. So, and this time I'm not sure what the consequence will be. The Korean government is going to give him the guilty verdict, and in near future he will not be able to enter the South Korea or not. But the controversy hasn't stopped yet.